live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Hey, hey, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going live. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, yeah, we going. Yeah, 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 we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line, we going live. From the 50-yard line. Hey.
Hello, hello, hello. I am Stephanie, aka the Advantage Coach, and I am with another special guest this week. We are excited. As you know, my co-host Jared is out on paternity leave, and yes, we are still waiting on baby Burgess. But while we wait, we are not going to stop. You all know how we do on this podcast. So we keep the train rolling. So today we have another guest co-host with us. I'm extremely excited for her to be here because it was so funny. So you all know I'm going to share the story of how we even know each other. So Ainslie's dad came to help me out at my house. You all know I moved to Florida, and so some things needed to be replaced, and he came and he brought me a new dishwasher. Yay! And he heard me having a conversation about sports with someone on the phone, I think. And when I got off, he and I had a really good conversation, and he's so proud of his baby. And he started talking about her, and I was excited because I was listening to him and his excitement, but also what she's done, which is amazing to be so young. And so he brought her number back, we connected, and yeah, so here we are. And I'm excited to introduce you all to Ainslie Lee. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Yeah. I mean, hearing, like I told you when we met the other week, my dad is constantly saying, hey, I met this new person. I'm just like, Dad, like, I don't care that you like replaced a sink in my second grade teacher's house. But this one I was super interested in. So it's kind of funny how God works in those type of ways.
Right. Absolutely.
And so yeah, no, it's a pleasure.
Absolutely. So I'm going to properly introduce you by reading your bio, and then we'll get into questions. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right. So Ainslie joined the Gainesville Sun in 2021 as a high school sports reporter. Y'all heard that, right? Covering sports in the Gainesville, I can't see what that says. Gainesville, what is that? I can't say that. Tell me that word.
Alachua County.
Alachua County. Yeah.
Yep.
See, I'm horrible with names. So anybody
Florida doesn't make it easy either.
Podcast knows that I'm horrible with names. Alachua County area. Locally, she previously held roles with the Ocala Star Banner and the Ocala Gazette. Ainslie has also done work covering Florida Gators athletics for ESPN, Gainesville, and Sports Illustrated, as well as bowl game coverage for the Alabama Crimson Tide in the 2019 Citrus Bowl for FCS Sports. A Florida native, Ainslie graduated from the University of Florida in 2020 with a degree in journalism and communication with a specialization in sports media. So you all help me welcome Ainslie Lee to the show. Super excited that you are here. So the way that we do this typically is we have someone new on, because we have some people who I tell them, once you've been on once, you can get your own Kool-Aid. So if you ever come back, it's all on you. None of this, like none of what we're about to do. But since you're new to our Feel Good family, I want to let you kind of give everybody a little snapshot other than what I just read about you. So let's start out by, what do you love most about your current job?
Yeah, so Gainesville and Alachua County is a market that I have a lot of affinity for. It doesn't match my love for the Ocala area where I was born and raised, and covering a lot of the schools that I played against as an athlete and things like that. But Gainesville is a really nutrient dense place in terms of athletic talent at the high school level. We all, whenever I covered the Gators, we always talked about how often the backyard was overlooked in terms of, talent and these high school kids who really go on and excel at that next level. I love being able to be a storyteller at the high school level. A lot of stories go untold because there's not high school sports are overlooked. But when you hear Tom Rinaldi's voice on ESPN, or I guess he's with Fox now, I don't know, I don't keep up with it. But when you hear his voice and this is about to be a really good story, he typically starts where these athletes were in high school. And so I feel like covering high school sports gives me an opportunity to delve into those stories before they make it to the big screen. And so that's why high school sports coverage is so important, is because there's great stories with these high schoolers. And so being able to have the access to that and work hard and really just get to know these kids before they go on and extend their playing career, and being able to talk to them through the recruiting process and things like that is super interesting. So for me, it's a privilege to cover these kids. And here in Gainesville, it's super special because, like I said, there's a lot of really talented kids. There's a lot of really talented programs, historic programs. Being right outside the University of Florida is super cool. So lots to love about what I'm doing right now.
I love it. I love to hear the passion that you have for it too. Like, it's genuine. Like, it's not just, oh, I'm covering stories, blah, blah, blah. No, you like genuinely have a passion for not just the story, but the kid. And I love that. So awesome. So who or what has been your favorite assignment that you've had so far?
Yeah, so this is a tough question. Covering Florida football obviously is super cool. It's a large market. It gets a lot of attention. But people are always shocked when I tell them that I really enjoy covering Florida softball more than I like covering the football team. Florida softball is, for those who aren't aware, they compete for a national title. Seems like every year they're always in contention for a national title. And we say there's death taxes and Florida softball making it the Women's College World Series. And what Tim Walton does with that program is incredible. But one of my favorite things about covering them, that's been my beat for a couple of years, I look forward to it every spring, is, I think I told you this the other week when we met, these football players are often over groomed for the media. They're very vanilla and just give, black and white answers. But these girls, on the other hand, because they don't get that coverage, I shouldn't call them girls, these women, on the other hand, because they don't get that coverage, and so they're not as groomed by, the athletic department to say the right things. They're very genuine and they're a lot of fun. They do a great job in, I guess, being politically correct, but you still get a lot of their personality and things like that. So covering them every spring is a lot of fun. Nick Saban is obviously, covering him a couple years ago was tough to beat. It's very intimidating for me. I was still in college, and I remember watching him kind of rip into a reporter who was talking about his players' draft stock. And I remember him looking at this guy saying, well, you don't get a pick in the NFL draft. And I remember just kind of feeling my shoulders kind of just, okay. And covering the joint press conference between him and Jim Harbaugh at Michigan was a lot of fun, because if you're not familiar with those two relationships, they don't care for each other much.
No.
So it was a lot of fun. Like I said, it was a humbling experience, but one that I certainly look back on with a lot of admiration, because it was a big learning curve for me. I got to be in the same room as a lot of the big reporters, from ESPN. Marty Smith was there, people that I've looked up to for a really, really long time. So that was a lot of fun. So it's tough to kind of, those two are tough to choose between because they're so different in their respective ways. So.
No, I get it. I honestly, I expected you to say, I can't say, I don't know. I love it all. Like, that's honestly what I thought you'd say. So the fact that you can even narrow it down to these two things is amazing. So we're good. Two things is good. Sure. So anything else that's special that's happening, just that you want to share?
We're staying really busy. Here in Gainesville, we officially cover about 24 high schools. And right now I'm the only reporter. We're kind of going through a transition with our sports editor. We brought a new sports editor on this week. So we've got 24 schools. We've got we're covering boys basketball, girls basketball, boys soccer, girls soccer right now in the winter season. So 24 times 4, you're looking at about 100 teams, give or take, that all fall under my umbrella. So it's been a lot, but it's been a lot of fun. And there's learning curves that come with all of it. I wasn't a big soccer person, and I'm having to become a big soccer person.
Yeah.
And I've sat out in the cold a lot this season, especially the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, because it's seasonally warm, right?
Right,
Mhm.
right. So it's just staying really, really busy. Enjoying, my couple days off, my couple evenings off to go and catch some of Florida's basketball games. They're not doing too hot right now. However, the women's team, for the first time in many years, is doing really, really well. So we take what we can get.
Hey,
So just staying busy. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, good. That's awesome. Okay, so nothing else special, like anything you're working on that you want to share? If you don't, it's fine. I just want to make sure you have the opportunity. And if not, then here's what I would like for you to do. Take this time, because I love for people to be able to connect. This is not just a podcast. This is also an opportunity for networking, right? And I know you have I didn't put this on the questions. I know you have some future aspirations for some things that you want to do. So please, please, please give people the opportunity, if you want, to share, to reach out to you. So give your social media or however people can reach out to you.
Yeah, so aside from my day-to-day coverage here with the high schools, I haven't even told my family this, but I just submitted my application for grad school here at the UF. So we've got that going. You and I kind of talked about go on the athlete development route, players personnel and things like that.
Yeah.
Player development is something I've recently had an interest in. So we'll kind of see what happens there, but I am always, able to be reached on Twitter, which is Ainslie's, that's spelled AINSLIE. And so it's Ainslee's, plural, 2 Bits, playing ode to Mr. 2 Bits here at the University of Florida. And you can find all of my other information, my email, things like that, in my Twitter bio there. It's definitely where I'm most active. And then obviously you can read me pretty often in the Gainesville Sun, so.
Yes. All right. Awesome. Thank you for that.
Put the cameras on me. 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 Put the cameras on me.